Yeah, let's go. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. go. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, let's go.
So London's restricted by environment, right? We're very...
That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
right? So London's restricted by environment, right? We're very multicultural in London because it's such a transit city. It's beautiful. Like, I've lived in Singapore. We don't have this in Singapore. It's changing now, thankfully, because the infrastructure and the Prime Minister at the time covertly put it in, and then suddenly everyone's enjoying it. So what's happening in London is we've got to overtly champion cycling and sustainable transport. So all links in. It isn't just about mammals in Lycra. It is like we're concerned about our families, our livelihoods, our fresh air, our environment, and just going forwards, man. And so what I would suggest, if you're coming to London, just take a moment to take in the differences. So for instance, if you can't find the climbs that you're looking for, join a club like us, not just us, but loads out here. There's so many friendly people and clubs. And then you learn about the environment, how people do things, and you mix it up. Because you'll go to hill climbs with Londoners or Brits, and they're like, wow, they're smashing the small climbs so that when they go out to France or Mallorca, they can do the mountains. So it's just working with the people and the environment. I know it's tough, nothing's perfect here, but we make it good. That's why, look, everyone here you're talking to is smiling, we're enjoying it, we're having fun. And I think most importantly, if you're gonna keep on cycling, you gotta keep it fun, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, peace.
Peace. I love that.
That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
To work today.
Yeah,
I haven't been in
headed back to
16
work?
days. Yeah, back to work, man. First time in 16
Couple
days.
brothers here. Don't mind me. I'm just bombarding people, interrupting that conversation.
Catch my breath.
Did you do the chain gang this morning?
Yeah, I did the chain gang this
group you
morning. I think it was the first group.
You did see one.
Yeah. That was not the introduction I was expected to be back with a backpack on, but
Did you
gotta do it.
finish with them? You started and finished with them?
Yeah, but it was
Dude,
hard.
let me. That you started and finished in C1. You got a free coffee. What group you roll with?
I caught like the last 2 laps maybe.
Yeah.
I wasn't here from the beginning, so I'm kind of cheated. But second time cycling again this year, so I'm just trying
Second
to.
time?
Yeah, I know.
Wow, so you needed to. Basically, I'm just trying to talk to random cyclists. I just want to put up something on YouTube, like guys that cycle in London. You know, why you cycle, what you like about it. What got you into it?
That element of freedom, like for me, like during lockdown, I always cycled all my life, but just being able to get out, I mostly did it during lockdown in Sussex and Brighton. So once I came back here, it's like freedom and then community when I came back into London.
So once lockdown got you, then you got the real bike.
Yeah, then I got the real bike.
Like these guys' bikes is like, oh my goodness. Fixie, and you got
Yeah,
what
struggling.
hubs you got on there?
Forward.
Fast forward?
No, forward.
Forward. Okay. You got some joints. Forward, Contis, single speed. This man looks like a beast and he's riding a beast.
Yeah.
You been to the track at all?
I haven't. I've been meaning to.
Man, you go to the track, they'll be on you so much. You got the build. They'll try to make you into the next Chris Hoy.
Listen, this year it might happen, man. I think cycling's interesting because I've been cycling. Well, I was cycling for a while before, but no one was really into it. But in over like lockdown, more people got into it, and I found chain gang and group to cycle with. So that's kind of encouraged me more. So before I was always just kind of cycling by myself or to work or to commute. But yeah, that's good, man.
Okay, what's your name?
My name's Wale.
Wallet?
Yeah.
And your?
Casey.
My name's Dennis. So you got an iPhone, just tap it with this and it'll come up. So, dude.
You fancy?
It's the best way to do it, though.
Yeah.
It's good for the environment.
Do I need to have on my Bluetooth or anything like that?
It just needs to be close to the pipe.
That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
Hi, I'm Janil.
Hey, Jenny, you gonna take over these guys in a minute?
Pardon?
Are you gonna take over these guys in a minute?
Yeah, I will.
So, quick question. introduction. Why do you cycle? What got you into cycling?
Okay, so I actually got into cycling really for fitness. I'm Jamaican. My family's predisposed to diabetes. Oh, you don't say. Where is it? I am solid. It's somewhere on my kit.
It's coming out.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, so I really did get into cycling really for fitness and for health, to develop a healthy lifestyle. I didn't like the gym. I thought it was dull, so I started doing triathlons and then got recruited to cycle and to race.
So you got an icon?
Yeah, I do.
That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, let's go.
Can you hear me now? Let me try.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay, you can't see me. Oh, you won't be able to see me because of the way the thing is set up. I'm trying
Okay,
to um, add left and
but I
then
can't hear you.
you can't?
I can.
Okay, good, good, good. Let me try and this, put me as guest two, and 1 second, try to get myself on the screen. So I have it set up. If I can. Okay, good. Now I should pop up on the screen. Get rid of this one, and there you are, and there I am. So I need to figure out how to get us both on the screen at the same time.
Okay.
So this is. So you can't see me. Let me try one more time.
I can I cannot see you. I thought that was a pretty cool interview Matt Stevens did with you.
Okay, thanks, man.
Yeah, I
Um,
enjoyed that.
yeah, it was cool. I mean, it's so weird that we don't get to like liaise with like folks like that and like okay, I'll just edit. Well, I'm on the screen. Um, Let me just go to YouTube real quick. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna tap into YouTube and see what it looks
No
like.
problem, man. Take your
Um,
time.
so what I'm gonna do with this is after this is done, I just go back and edit it back and stuff and whatnot. So
No
um,
problem.
oh, there it is. There it is. So it shows up on the. If you go to YouTube, you can see. You can see it. But you have to have your volume down if you go to YouTube.
So where do I find you on YouTube?
It's say.
Oh,
Let's see.
I see you now. You good. There you are.
Okay, maybe I didn't click the screen. I had the screen black.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
There
so
you are. Got
crazy.
you in your green room.
Yeah, we as they say, we building the plane as we fly it.
Yeah, but that's the point. This is building your foundation. You're
Yeah,
learning everything. You got to learn it before you can fly it. So here
definitely,
we are. Yeah.
definitely. So before I just want to just jump it up and just talk whatever you want to talk. I don't know if you saw the post where a gentleman he posted. Let me just see if I can. That's it. Oh, it's going. It took a minute to find, but I should be able to find it really quickly. I remember his name, Lorenzo. Lafonso is his name. Now that I found it already, Lafonso. I'm gonna read you his post. Maybe you saw it, but I can tell by my response he wasn't too pleased with my response. So that's Fabian Lafonso. Am I back at it? Okay, come on, you found it earlier. George Tapley. So basically, today's show was about. I was talking about the transgender cyclist that won the New Mexico race.
Okay.
So Martina Navratilova came out, strongly speaking against like former males who have transitioned into like transgender, and it's like saying it's absolutely out of order. And it's crazy because she like it says in the article, she's been lesbian since 1981, and she just says basically it's no place for men to be competing in or women that call themselves women that were once men. So what do you think?
I don't know enough about it, but was that there was a professional cyclist that uh, transitioned to female, and she's a commentator now, and I can't think of the person's name, but I want to say it's David Miller, but it's not David Miller. Anyway, listen to her talk. She said that with the hormones and everything else, that she's nowhere near. She's a totally different person. Um, I don't know enough about it to really um, have a say either way.
Yeah,
Um, you know, I I know there's been track stars who they thought had too much testosterone, and they tested them to make sure they was women. You know,
yeah,
um,
Sanini.
there's such a you know there's no clear black and white. When it comes to the crossover there. So I know the people that if you lose them, somebody says, well, they have uh, uh, advantage. If you beat them, then you wouldn't care. See, so
Yeah,
so it I just it's a hard question for me, but I do know as I've gotten older, I lost a lot of muscle mass and not nearly as strong as I used to be. It, it's just a different way, you know.
yeah. Sorry about that.
So I guess every if I'm competing against somebody and I think they have a unfair advantage, then I'll probably complain, But
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know enough about it to make a definitive statement either way. I do
yeah.
know anybody that chooses to do that, they didn't make that choice lightly.
No, I mean no. So and then I was like I made a comment like I made a little gave another story because I'm 52. I'm a little few years younger than you, and like you know what, and you got to do the testosterone or whatever for so many years, keep it lower than whatever. If I did that, and by time I'm 56, 57, I know I could go and be competitive amongst the pro women, and that has something to do. That has something to do with my background because I did race with the men, so my
Right.
body knows what that pain is like. So I know what I would need to do to get to that place. I know I can be competitive and be, and probably break some hearts, and so it's it's definitely like not a level playing field because a woman cannot do the same thing, you know. And I was trying to explain it. It's like how they do doping. They do doping in October, November, and December. Come off the doping, and the reason why they do it those 3 months is because they can train at such a high level that when it comes to race season, the body's just it's not a big deal. So it's just so I was sort of trying to draw that to as being a man to transition into a woman. You're coming from a place where your body was just at an elevated place, no matter how it drops down and whatnot. So yeah, but yeah, that's just my like little take and viewpoint on it. So but yeah,
It's I I I just turned 65,
hmm
and the amount of power I used to generate when I was in my 40s or my 50s compared to the amount of power I generate now it's just totally different.
yeah,
But also, I'm training a lot less now than I was then. I used to ride around the big ring, and I used to break wheels all the time, rear wheels, because of so much torque. Just pull
mm,
the spoke out of the wheel. Um, I don't have that same kind of power. And but as far as I have a friend that's a professional cyclist, and she's been one her entire life. She's the Masters track champion now, and she was Olympic track champion. But only time I could ride with her is on her recovery days. You
Yeah.
know, uh, but that's just she was just such an incredible athlete her entire life. So yeah, that debate for me. Like I said, I don't know enough about it to
Yeah.
say anything. I love riding with her, and she lets me know that you can push yourself a little bit farther
You
every
can.
time.
Because
Yeah.
that 60 stuff ain't no big deal. Because when I was back in California in the 90s, and I was racing like with the big boys, we were doing our thing, and my coach was 62, Bill West, 62, and that man, like, he entered our races in the Pro One crits. He entered and he finished. Sometimes he get in the top 20. Sometimes he get in just nip into the top 10. Because when in the when he did race for the U.S. Olympic team back in the 60s, and he was a sprinter. And
Right.
yeah, so like as long like, but he never came off the bike. He always kept going, kept going, kept going. So, but just like even you, like yeah, you're not as active anymore. You don't have that same desire anymore. But if just for some odd reason you just decide to, you know, in about 2 to 3 years, you could be, you wouldn't be back to what you was, but you would, you could go out there and you could play and have fun, you know.
Exactly. The thing is about winning. It it's who shows up that day.
Hmm.
Uh, there are certain racers that um, if you show up with them, you know that you're not going to beat them
Yeah,
on, on that day. 90% of the time they're gonna beat you on that day. But it's the races that when they're not there, uh, then somebody's looking at you. Your opportunities change with somebody has a crash, or if you're just uh, they're in a different race than you are, and pros do that too.
yeah,
They make certain schedules. So I'll meet this guy on this day. So he's winning over here and he's winning over there. Then you show up to do the big finale together. So it's I I'm at a point right now to where I'm trying to help others in cycling, still try to keep a good level of fitness,
hmm.
but I'm not trying to be in the front group all the time. You know, uh, I mean, the front group's getting younger and stronger.
Yep,
And
definitely.
I don't have to be there. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, by all means, because I know I'm gonna, man. If I need to look at my Strava to see when the last time I rode my bike. I literally need to look at it to see when's the last time I rode my bike. It's been that long. I've probably
So
ridden
you,
that.
you're doing other things that's taking you away from the bike,
Yeah,
from training, but it's still working in cycling.
yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So as soon as the weather
yeah.
gets nicer again, I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be out there doing stupid stuff like, I ain't ridden the bike for 2 months and then look at Strava and you see like I've done 110 miles and then you wonder why you ain't seen me for like a week after because I'm trying to recover. Been in bed for 2 days because I done think I'm Superman. You know, so that's what I do. I do silly stuff like that. So I guarantee that first week back will probably be 2 to 3 centuries that week. Just like I wonder if I can do it. Just saying I'm gonna do it and just go and torture
Well,
myself for no reason.
and here's the amazing thing about it: you can ride probably any distance that you want at your own pace.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
issue is when you're trying to ride at somebody else's pace that's been training, that's when you get in trouble. But if you decide you want to go out and do 200 miles, if you hit your pace that you're comfortable with, you're going to
Yeah,
get there. Now, but if you hit some guys that's really rolling and you're going to roll with them and you hadn't trained to roll with them, that might be a bad day on the bike.
yep, definitely. So what you do is you stay in your lane.
You stay in you stay in your lane. Hey
Yep,
guys, I gotta let y'all go. It's okay,
yep,
y'all. I'll see y'all later. I'll be there when I get there. Yeah.
yep. So, but the funny thing is, I am looking forward to like maybe late in the year, like taking my time and getting back out Because it's, I still have that feeling of like wanting to go fast and stuff, and just like, so just gonna take a bit more work because I've been chilling. So if you chill, you lose the will, and you gotta put the work back in to to get back
I
to that
like that.
place.
If you chill, you lose the will.
Yep. So
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna have to write that one down. If you
that's what's
chill,
up.
you lose the will.
That's what's up. So I did find the I did find him, and then I went and I did something else. I went and shared a link. Oh, here it is. It's still here. So this was the guy. This was LaFonso Spencer. He said, "Them post-ride naps be fire and are great for recovery. However, if you feel the need to take a nap after long rides, chances are you aren't properly replenishing your glycogen stores to promote better recovery. Intake quality carbs and protein immediately after you ride to fight the need for that nap. That's all effort out." So if he would have just like take that nap, but then he put that's all effort out. So basically saying that yo, you dummies, or it goes from just a comment of some information to now calling you like or calling people an idiot somewhat, if you are doing this, which is sort of weird. So my comment was to him was not sure which is worse, the misinformation or the lies. So so he commented a few times like like enlighten us, enlighten us. I said come and tune in on Friday. I'm trying to get this cycling talk started. Let's have a chat about it. Let's talk about it. So yeah, so I wasn't able to get him to join in, like, because I wanted to, but then I just read it back. He said like on long rides, and it's like no, that's not happening. You know, it, I don't know. What's your take? What's your take? What's your take? And I'll give you mine.
Well, so I know with me, I went through a whole life transition in 2019. I went plant-based, sugar-free.
Mm-hmm.
So that instant fuel from carbs and sugar, I don't get that. So I really have to properly fuel myself the days before and the day of the ride, because if I get in a hole, uh, there's no instant gel I can take to just get me out of it.
Yeah.
Um, and so veggies and plants has a lower protein concentration than meat. But if I properly, well, for the amount of volume you have to eat, if you to get
No.
to get the amount of protein
You've
out of
been how
spinach,
many years? How many years?
4 years
2019. So
since 19. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna let you continue to what you're saying, but
Yep.
I constantly tell people that meat is the second hand source of protein. You can
Right.
never get enough protein from meat that you can get from your veg. And there are certain like veggies, if you put them together, like certain like potatoes, certain beans, like that have like protein be unprotein. Like I'd have to go and search it up and give it to you. But yeah, you don't have to overeat in order to get the protein.
No.
You're at an advantage.
So my big thing is the trying to stay properly topped off as I go.
Hmm.
Um, and when I do that, I perform well and I feel good after.
Yeah,
If I go to an event and say I was busy that day working around the house and doing other stuff and didn't properly fuel myself, I'm a suffer on the bike. And that was my whole big thing was
yeah.
When I take the time to make sure I'm properly fueled before and during the day of the ride, um, I end up much better off than I do if I just hop out there and go.
Okay.
And 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 a lot of reason for that is I have to bring my own stuff because I don't, the usually the stuff that's provided at the events have sugar in them, and since I don't eat stuff with added sugar, um, that's where those quick carbs come in. And so I'm a more of a slow carb, stay topped off all the time, don't get in the hole type of guy. And if I do that, I feel good when I'm done. Now, if I don't fuel properly, I might need that nap when I
Yeah.
finish, you know. But yeah,
I ain't never not needed a some type of like just rest after any activity almost. You just like it's just almost the best form of recovery there is. So like you get back, you take your creatine, your protein, and whatever powders and whatever mixes you do, and then you jump into bed for 20, 30 minutes, get up and then eat away, you know? And it's just like it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. So to say that you can properly fuel with just the fuels, I think you might be able to get away with it, a few times or for a certain amount of times. But for the most part, you still like the net like literally multiplies whatever you're eating or you're putting in your body. So if you have the best
yeah.
source of nutrition and then you put a nap on top of that, man, you're gonna be flying once you get up. You're gonna be on another level.
And also the rest before the rest before the event as well. Coming into the event fresh and
Mm-hmm.
rested versus coming in, you done worked all day and you're tired when you start. Um, that's the issue as well,
Yeah,
especially for people that's working and doing events after work.
yeah, definitely, totally agree. So yeah, basically that was he was like making some comments like well he had made his post. So that was my response, and I was like hoping, like I really like because he was asking me to enlighten him, like nah, dude, it's like you can't really um like get like, I'm not no when it comes to English writing and stuff, I suck. So it's no way I'm going to be able to relay that message the same way if we had a conversation. And then I also wanted to point out, like people like Ty, if you go to Tyler Hamilton's book, the book that he dropped to dime on Lance Armstrong, he talks about how they went out of the way to not move or to sit down, looking for when each season or whatever season they were looking for a new house or apartment, making sure it didn't have any stairs in it. They like literally did everything they could to not do any extra. You know, so like how important rest was.
Yeah, it's I listen to them talk quite a bit because I watched the move as well,
I love that
and they
show.
talk about, yeah, how much rest that they used to get, and they also talk about the this new generation of kids that's coming through now, how strong they are and how they're doing things so differently than they did then. Um, but I think a lot of that has to do with the kids themselves, and they're finding as we do things longer, we find better methods
Yeah,
of doing things. But we got a crop that's coming through right now that they're so far 4 or 5 guys are so far ahead of the group that it's
yeah,
just unreal to watch them. It's if they show up, it's just a matter of which one's going to win.
yeah. Who's coming second?
Um, who's coming second?
Yeah, everyone else
Yeah,
is racing for second place. That's crazy.
yeah.
So like
It's
with
it's going to
Remco
be
and
an
Evenepoel.
exciting it's going to be an exciting Giro and a Tour this year with with Taddy and Walt and Matthew Vanderpool and Remco and Roglic and what's the other guy, Vindegaard, and then we
Vindegaard,
got
yeah,
some guys that are right under them that we hadn't don't know about that well yet that
yeah.
might pop up. And it's just a really really incredible time watching these guys separate themselves from everybody else.
I'm really worried about Vindegaard because I haven't seen him do like you've seen Roglic, you've seen Remco, you've seen Pogacar. Like these are the three you've seen Walt, you've seen Matthew, and they're out there preparing, and you can see like the preparation, but you haven't seen much of Vindegaard. So I'm just like sort of concerned that he may not be as competitive because Tadej Pogacar is out for blood. He may smile, he may shake your hand, he may laugh, but that boy is out for blood. So
I think so. Vindegaard was winning the races he raced in early in the season,
hmm
but he wasn't racing Taddy, and Taddy was blowing up people, and he also blew up Vindegaard when they raced.
yeah.
And since he lost last year, I think that motivation
Oh my goodness.
all year was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show you who's boss.
Yep.
And he looks like he's boss. So it's just a matter of how how he manages the whole thing. When Vindegaard won, they blew up Taddy because Rolich and Vindegaard was kind of working together.
Yeah.
Having them together. And Rolich is going to the Giro. I don't know if he's even going to ride the tour.
No, he
So
won't be there.
yeah.
Yeah, he
So
won't be
that's one bullet out of the gun.
there. Yeah. So I think that's the thing is they could see that Vingegaard is he's the new era of Jumbo Visma. And yeah, so Robbie just wasn't firing on all cylinders when Vingegaard was doing his thing, and he was the only one that was able to like really test Pogacar and stuff. So now it's going to be. And Pogacar's got now he's got Yates and a few other people they've really beefed up the team. They ain't playing. UAE, I'm not playing. It's like, yo, you okay, you that's what's up. So it's like they went out like Lakers when they had Kobe. Oh, go get shot. We need shot. Go get shot. We got shot now. it's over there popping. So it's a similar thing like UAE is doing. They're just like they're making sure that their armor is there are no gaps in that armor. So and you see what they've done at the last couple races, and they just were at the front, like from beginning to end in the classics, and you don't even see that in the classics. They were just rolling, the race, the classic that Pogacar won. They just rolled the classics hard, and it's like, man, Tour de France is going to be fire. The Giro is going to be fire.
It's gonna be it's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. The the I just hope everybody stays safe.
Yeah.
So we can see the shootout. And like that last race, I think it was Bastogne.
Yeah, Liège.
Bastogne when Pogacar fell and broke his arm, and he didn't get to shoot out with Remco.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see the two of those fire off that last climb like Remco did.
Yeah. So they're not ready for it. It's not like the universe is not ready for this. The universe is not yet. So trust me. I mean, and then my thing is, I think like Remco is talented, but there's something that Pogacar has that Remco doesn't have. Like Pogacar can climb. He can naturally climb. Remco is just a diesel.
Right.
So, like, when they get into those climbs, like, where they really have to climb, like, if we're doing Alpe d'Huez, I don't see Remco staying with Pogacar, Vingegaard, and even like, somebody like, Wout, and then the Frenchman, Abertrain, so a few other guys and stuff. But I just don't see. I just see Remco as a diesel, more of a diesel rather than a climber. So we'll see. He's going to have to work on that, and maybe that's why they didn't get to face off because nature's like saying like we're going to give you a bit more time to slim down and fine tune because he's not going to lose power. It's fine
Right.
tune and become a better ascender. He definitely doesn't climb like the better climbers. Definitely. So he may be hanging on the wheel and stuff because he's just tenacious, but he definitely doesn't climb like that. So, but yeah.
The one thing that's really neat is every great champion needs somebody to race against. You remember when Tom Bowden and Cancellara was the big guys in the classics?
Mm-hmm.
Either if they was in it, either one or the other ones winning the big races, and to see Pogacar, Walt, and and Matthew Van Der Poel and Remco all showing up, kind of taking that same position, is that is so cool.
Yeah.
We have some amazing guys to watch for a while,
Yeah.
just to see who comes out supreme on the top of the mountain with those guys, and to see Pogacar, a Tour de France guy, uh, racing the cobbles and racing the classics, and most of those guys are avoiding that kind of stuff because they don't want to take a chance on getting
Yeah.
injured. It's not our thing. And he's like, I want that title, I
I
want
want
that. And
everything.
yeah,
He was
yeah, I
everything.
want everything. Exactly. I want
And
everything.
it's crazy because like he's got his eye on Roubaix, and I think he can win Roubaix. And everybody thinks Roubaix is a flat race, you know. So
No, it's got some climbing in it.
it's a tough race. It's a tough course. So yeah, I mean that's gonna be if he comes back next year and wins Roubaix. I mean, you can't. Nobody can say anything else because Eddie Merckx is already calling him the next Eddie Merckx. Eddie Merckx is like nobody. Not he didn't even give that title to Remco. He gave it to Pogacar. So that's crazy. That is crazy. I was thinking of something. I was gonna just switch it up a bit to talk about someone else in cycling, but it just went from my mind. It just went from my mind. But anyway, can't even think of it anymore now. That's crazy. So, but yeah, I mean, that's cool. That's well cool. I do appreciate you just jumping on to give me some content I can go back and just chop up and play and just tease people in the black cyclist. Yeah, this is say make a gaslighting on a thumbnail. I can't believe Osborne said this.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you something. I am so proud of you for doing this. Um, every journey starts with the first step,
Yeah,
you know, and you've taken your first step, and you just keep marching, and those steps will compound themselves, and no telling where you'll be, in a couple of years. You just keep marching forward, and like I said, I'm so proud to see you doing this, and you asked me to come on and talk. Of course, I'll come on and talk. Uh, yeah, man, because we need to support each other. It's what you start, you're in a silo by yourself,
yeah,
you know, and just to have somebody to take in, keep on going. Matt Stevens come over, take some time to give an interview with you.
yeah.
Keep on going, and no telling where you're going to be, and I'm just glad to be on your sharing this time with you. It's been an honor, and
Definitely, man. I
anytime you
appreciate it.
need somebody to say something controversial, give me a call.
Don't worry, you ain't give me no sound bites today, man. Like,
Well,
nothing to
hey,
clip.
this is uh I I I I just happen to be home, and I was waiting for a link a couple of days ago to pop up and say we was gonna do this, and I just
Yeah,
happened to be here, and I see you come across and say, hey, you there? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm here. And,
yeah, yeah.
so
So,
yeah, it's all cool. Um, you have started,
yep,
and it's exciting. and just keep going. And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I'm like I said, I'm very proud. I'm hoping to uh, just continue my journey on race organizing, ride organizing, and keep that space going. We got the Ride to Remember coming up on June the 3rd. Ride to Remember Black Wall Street, and then in September
That's
we're
Tulsa,
doing
right?
the Oklahoma Black Town Tour. We're gonna
Okay.
hit 5 of the original black towns in Oklahoma. There's 13 left. We're gonna hit the first 5 in eastern Oklahoma, and then we're gonna have to figure out how to do the other 8 for 2024.
Hmm.
But just a lot of exciting things going on to see how the Black Town movement was tied to the Black Wall Street massacre. A lot of history there that a lot of people have no idea about. And it's been a learning experience for me as well. Researching this stuff that we're doing. So yeah, it's exciting times on a lot of fronts right now.
Definitely, that sounds cool. So that's what's the date of that again?
So the Ride to Remember Black Wall Street is June the 3rd in Tulsa,
Okay.
Oklahoma. And the Black Township Tour of Oklahoma is September 23rd in Muskogee, Oklahoma.
Okay. That sounds cool. And so what's been the response so far?
Pardon me?
What's been the response so far?
Oh, everything is going well. This is our second year for the Ride to Remember. And it's amazing that registration creeps along to like the last 2 weeks. It just blows up. In the last
Okay.
24 hours, it blows up, and it's like it's so hard to
Monitor.
anticipate. So
Yeah.
now I just don't worry about it. I just put it out there, and just okay, it's gonna do what it does. Because people sign
Yeah.
up at the last minute. And last year I was stressed beyond measure. This year I'm just like, okay, we're just gonna do it, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna have the church ready. We have no idea how many people are gonna show up for the church, but I still gotta preach. So
Definitely.
that's that's the whole thing right now, dude, is that everybody signs up at the last minute. That's how it works. Don't stress about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's weird that we do that. It's like when I'm thinking of something, I'm trying to get it in line for like really be like know what's going on. Like if I want to go up the res, if I want to do this, I'm trying to plan like so I can do the things I need to do. I don't make money like that, right? What, next week let's go to this event. Yeah. And even if I did make money like that, I still probably wouldn't. I still would probably you know make a plan to for what I wanted to do, or what's going to happen and stuff. But yeah, man. You gotta keep me. I'm definitely gonna be watching. I try to keep a track of what people are doing and stuff. And that's another thing I wanted to do is like this to be a place where you can come in this broadcast because everyone's like watching and say, yo, this is what's up. Come and talk about it. Nah, but it'll get there. Baby steps. It'll get there. I'm not worried about that. So it'll get to that point. Yeah.
absolutely. We're the Oklahoma Major Taylor chapter is planning to go to the uh, International Alliance in Indiana for the Juneteenth weekend. You know, um, so we got that on our calendar. So uh, my ride to remember will be June the 3rd. Then our big Tulsa race, Tulsa Tough. I don't know if
Mm.
you ever researched that.
Yeah, I
That'll
know.
be happening.
I never
That'll be
made it to
happening
that, man.
the next weekend,
Yeah.
and and then the weekend after that, we'll be packing up going to Indiana for the Major Taylor up there. So I got a full week. Then when I get back, I'm going down to Mississippi for the Major Taylor Club in Mississippi. They're putting on their first annual ride. So I'm gonna be all over the place in June and July.
Hmm.
But it's exciting times to go visit some of the other cities, support some of the other clubs, and just keep that word out there.
Yeah. I've seen the Tulsa Top many times. I mean, I think No, I think yeah, before Justin, and I knew about Toast and stuff, but yeah, because it's been going on for. But I just never made it out that way because like traveling and expense and stuff. That wasn't that easy to do. So, or
Absolutely.
most of my
So,
stuff was West Coast.
Legend, in 2022, 2021, Legion won every race they was in. I mean,
Mm.
the men won all the races, the women won all the races. Last year, the men was one out of three, and there was a team called Best Buddy that that won a couple of races, So Legion is I know they have something to prove because before we just said they own Tulsa Tough,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
they got to come back. They got to come back and take Tulsa Tough back, So I'm looking forward to seeing that how they come in this year,
yeah.
So that's going to be really exciting.
So I don't know if you saw that race where the guy he's a U.S. champion or whatever, he crushed Corey out of the race. And it wasn't a Tulsa race, but it was like a big thing. And Corey put something up on Instagram, and guys were crying. Guys were crying about Legion. They think you're supposed to get out of the way and stuff. I said, you guys need to shut up and race your bike. Your problem is you're all cowboys out there. Legion is the only team that is a team. I'm going to give you an example. With the team that I was on in the States, we had this guy from Germany, Patrick. He's, I mean, fast. He was right up there with Corey and Justin. Fast. My job was to get Patrick to the front, make sure he had a good lead out, and, do what we do. We had a few other guys on the team. And I remember specific races, them coming up, you think you could lead me out? I'm like, did we just, isn't Patrick our guy? What do you like? Because the thing is, everybody thinks that they are that sprinter. Everybody, so that's basically what US Pro Criterium is made up of every single guy in that race thinking he is the guy that's designated to win. And it's like Legion understands that the people that are there to win is Corey or Justin. Or if we could send the guy up the road and get away, then that's a different thing. We got somebody up the road in the breakaway. But the most of the U.S. teams, they have a team of 5 or 6, and they are all racing for themselves. They are all racing individually. And my comments was harsh. I'm like, you guys are a bunch of idiots. You're a bunch of cowboys. If you can find it, you see about 10 or 15 likes from people, like in the comment, some guys said something back, and I just love her, and I continue doing it. And it's like, and I'm pretty sure what I said is probably what Corey and what all the rest of them wanted to say, but I'm like, yo, I ain't mincing my words. You guys just race your bike, man. Shut up and race your bike. Put together a powerhouse. Do the same thing they did. Put together a powerhouse and race for one person. Race for that person. But they don't do that.
That's the hardest thing because it comes down to ego.
Mm-hmm.
You got to manage the egos and to have a team leader and say, okay, this is our designated leader. This is the guy we're going to be working for. That requires you to say, okay, I'm putting my ego on check and I'm going to do my job. My job is to get him, like you said, to the front, get the best lead out, give him the best chance to win. And if he wins, we all win, and
yes.
Some people have a hard time with that, especially if they're not the leader, whether they can sprint or not. You know what I
mean? The funny thing was, Patrick was German and all the other guys were American. And so my good buddy, I'm not going to call his name, black guy. We're Americans, man. We're brothers supposed to stick together, man. I can't believe you working out for this German guy, man. What they did in history, man. Man, shut up. Do what you need to do, man. That was the last shit he wrote for us anyway. So he was like, we kicked into the curb. But I'm like, just the selfishness, man. Just the selfishness. Like no one wants to, and those guys are still doing it. Like the next generation, like bros ride bikes. Those guys, I think those guys are gonna put together or something. Those guys, I wanna, I'm trying to. I reached out to them on Instagram, but they're probably superstars now. Everybody's in their DM, so they probably don't even see my DM. Who's this guy? Yeah, whatever. So
Yeah. But hey, it's okay. It's okay. And here's my favorite statement. Just be so good they can't ignore you. You know.
yep.
So you just keep doing what you're doing. You'll keep growing, and you'll start getting those interviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But and the funny thing is Rashawn. I have to hat off to Rashawn. He's a busy guy. He's doing whatever. I totally understand. I totally get it. But if I DM him and stuff, he still gets back to me. Like I told him about what I'm trying to do and stuff. And so he's obviously really busy and stuff. And so he said like if we can, because I know when I do this right now, I know exactly where it is. They have a really low key casual ride called a donut ride, where I used to do the ride with him. We ride out, it's one like small hill, no one's racing up it, then they come back down the coast, and then stop at the donut shop, really posh donut shop. Donuts probably cost like $12 a donut, and it's crazy. And they sit and they have donuts and stuff. It's a real chill. So I know that's where he is right now, doing that. So it's a really cool, chill out, relaxed ride and stuff. So, but yeah, but like he's like, if I can get the time and stuff, he said he'd be here. So it's just cool. I really appreciate you, boy.
So how long did you race professionally?
Probably for the best part of like maybe 5 or 6 years. So
Okay.
the whole time was about maybe 10 years, and because it was a minute. It was tough though. It was really tough, and the hardest part was trying to get the finance so that I could be in California because even though I was
Right.
doing what I was doing and I was telling people, yo, you help me out or whatever. When I get to that place, I can, pay you back and reward you all of that. And people are like, you know what? This is how much rent is. You want to stay here? This is what it is. Like it wasn't, it wasn't anybody like supporting me like that. I only had one person that was Bill Best, and he cleared his garage out and he turned his garage into a bedroom. And and he drove me to races. Sometimes he paid entry fees. He had an airplane hangar, and he had like tons of stuff left over from when he used to race. Like he built me like these like tubular wheels, like hand built tubular wheels. So I had, he looked after me. So he looked after me, and yeah. So, but otherwise than that, man, even from my own country,
Yeah.
it was, you know, it was no real no support. It was literally no support, like from my own country, like so. Yeah,
That the cycling game is a hard game.
yeah,
When we see the big guys that make all the money on television, but all the other people that that are doing it because they love it, it is a struggle.
yeah,
It is a struggle. And you don't do it. You have to love it to do it.
yeah.
To get up and do it every day, you have to love what you're doing. Uh, yeah. So there's no way I'm just doing. No, you have to love it to go through those sacrifices.
That's what me and Matt were talking about on. I don't know if you saw that in the video we talked about because I talked about my daughter and not pushing her like into
Right.
the
Right.
sport. Like, cause like he's like, yeah, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's a tough life. It's a real tough life. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed it. There were just milestones that I thought I would get to, but if you don't got the finance to to push you to those places, then it makes it harder to do. And this is like the whole reason behind this because this platform needs to go to that place where it's really financial viable, and then I'm gonna just start getting the kids from Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Uganda, and Eritrea. They're hungry. Those kids are hungry, you know, and and the thing is to build an academy where like the pro team could come in and like that kid's got something going on. You know, maybe even produce an own academy team that races and does, and then the big guys come and pull from the academy team, and whatever they buy from the academy goes back into the academy, so we can keep fueling the academy. You know, like
Right.
like a recruitment academy. So that's the ultimate goal, to get it to a place where it's like a recruitment camp. So you give the kids the opportunity to go shine, like the guys in Africa and Ethiopia that run. You know, everyone goes to those certain camps, and you know you see them running, and they all run sub 4. But you know, not everybody is chosen. You know, but yeah,
Right.
that's the long term goal, to really like help the infrastructure of like I say African cycling, or just impoverished nations, and it don't even got to be African, because there are European kids out here that I would take in a heartbeat and help, like if they didn't have the resources and they wanted to ride and stuff. So that's the long term goal. That's the long term goal.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a very worthy long term goal. And like you said, I always say, just keep marching in that direction, and things will fall in place. Things may not look the way you completely envision them, but you might have to make some adjustments along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but uh, but keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Dude, everything started somewhere. And I got this one little thing I have to throw out here. The guy that started Starbucks, um, I think his name was Schultz, but he got
Okay.
turned down 240 times before he got his loan for Starbucks. 240 banks turned him down. So, but he kept going, and when he got, all he needed was one yes. So all the no's didn't really matter after you got his yes.
Hmm.
So the long term goal is, it may not be easy to get there, but you just keep marching, and all you need is that one yes. Don't fret too much about what no's that may pop up. Just keep going.
Alfonso just accepted my friend request. Let me just see if I message him, and maybe be interested in popping up in this major. I just saw his friend request. Said he accepted the friend request. You on this thing so much for so long, and then you think you know what's what, and you still get like dumbfounded by the simplest things. Um, where are we? Here we go. Did I message him? No, I didn't. No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
you had two people on. Now you back down to one. So was he in the waiting room for a second?
No, 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 no. He just accepted the friend request on Facebook.
Okay.
So let me go to oh man. So I should have just stayed on the page that I was on. Now I gotta find it again. Man, this thing is so, it's near the top, right? And it's like I keep actually posing about cyclist William. Oh, you know what? Because I posted I posted the live into the Black Cyclist, so there's probably people popping in, and but like the people now, they have no attention for. It's just, it's got to be toxic. If it's toxic, then they tune in.
If it's toxic, they'll respond to that.
Yeah. So tactically, I can't believe I have to go through so much to find this same thing over and over again. It's just like Really? Why can't it be so easy? Lafonso, there we are. Man, um, I just sent a message and it just like it's not. It's weird because I trying to message him and then it goes just to the messenger, but then his name doesn't show up. Yeah, so that's really weird. So maybe if I can you join us on the live? I can say us this time. Let's see if what he says. That would be cool. So I just sent him a little note to his thing because he's obviously on Facebook. It took me so long to get there. He's in Arizona. No, he studied at the University of Arizona.
Okay.
And you said you're in Oklahoma. For some reason, I thought you was,
Oklahoma.
yeah, for some reason I was thinking you were in Phoenix, like Major Theater Phoenix. I thought you was part of like that crew.
Oh no, I got my own crew. This is
Yes, I got to visit Tulsa, not Tulsa. I keep saying Tulsa. I got to visit Phoenix about 2 or 3 years ago. That was pretty cool. Got to do the famous Mount Lemon. You know,
right.
didn't get to the top of it because we started so late that by the time it was getting dark, it was getting cold, so we had to abandon. There was no way. Yeah, as much as I want to do that, I wasn't suffering, unnecessarily. Being cold
Yeah.
unnecessarily. So, but yeah, and the infrastructure for cycling in Arizona is out of this world. You know, you could do 100 miles on the most amazing bike path. I mean, amazing bike path. I sent Caesar. I don't know if you remember Caesar Russell. Like while I was there, I sent him a video to him like Caesar. I can't believe this path so amazing. He said, I've been telling people for a long time, but I'm tired of telling people. It's like, yeah, it's the infrastructure for cycling. I mean, the only place better than it is obviously some European countries, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty amazing. You can literally do a century on pristine bike paths. Not no rickety tickety cracks. I mean, nicely paved, everything is nice, you know. And I was just like, oh, this is cool. This is real cool. So if I ever go back to Arizona, you know, that's where I'll be at. You didn't even got a ride on the road. So yeah, but it looks like I sent him a message. I guess he must have jumped on and jumped off. Okay, so he's gonna say he's busy or maybe he's at work or something. And then I'm just gonna have to leave it to next week. So, and then I'm just gonna, I guess, call it a night because it's been cool chit chatting with you. And
So I guess you should consider is reaching out to Jimmy King.
oh, you know what?
You remember Jimmy?
Yeah, definitely.
He's in New Mexico. He's in New Mexico. He was in New York, and a couple of years ago he moved to New Mexico.
Yeah,
I think he would
in
be
the
a
Laura.
great guy to do an interview with as well. I think he would be on board with chatting with you.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot of great insights too. You know, yeah. So I
Yeah,
think that would be a really good interview for you.
yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. So I mean, if you ain't busy next week, so basically the whole point is to try to like build a panel, like
Hmm.
maybe 4 to 5 people, and then just get on and just check it out. And what's cool about that is that the people that come and we talk.
Hang on a second. There you
Yeah,
All right, I'm back.
yeah. So what happens is you get like we get conversations going, and then you get like one or two people like, I can't believe he said that. That's not true. And then they want to get on and spit their piece and stuff. So that's how the conversation gets started. So yeah, we just go, we just roll with it like that. So we know we'll get them at some point. We know we'll get them at some point. So yeah,
Cool.
but
So
all
I
right,
have an appointment and I got to go talk to the Black Nurses Associations of Oklahoma about bike safety. So
that's
I'm
cool.
gonna go put that hat on and go hang out with the ladies and chat with them for a minute.
That's cool. That's what's up. That's dope. So thank you, man. I appreciate that. I mean, you can just hit end the thing, whatever, or do I have to end it for you?
Um, I don't see an end button for me.
Okay, so yeah, that is me. So all right,
Oh, I
I'm
see
gonna
it says hang up. But
yeah.
hey, it's been cool. And anytime, I'm always open to assist you in any way I can. And if I think of other great people for you to chat with, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, I'm
yeah,
making a
yeah.
plan for next week, and hopefully, if things go well. I mean, if you're around, man, when I jump on, just let me know. Hey, I'm here.
Okay, no
I'll ping
problem.
you in.
I'll put you on the calendar.
All righty, all
All right,
righty.
thanks so much.
No worries.
All
Thank
right,
you.
talk to you later.
All right, bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Have a good weekend.
You too. So we need to guess one. Let me see. I don't even know how to take the guess one off. How do I get rid of guess one off of the screen? Minus. There we go. That was easy, Innes. I get it. So let me see if I can find the. Trying to find that. Oh, that's good. Good home. Got some dinner, some vegan steak, some spinach, some mashed potato, some very lightly warmed. Oh, just before the bread starts to toast, and then pour some olive oil over it. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh, it's giving me no audio. I want to play the outro, but it's giving me no audio. So I guess I gotta load it up. So let's close it up. And let's just bring in, because we gotta go out of this right. We gotta, we gotta come correct. And, well, anyway, thanks for, if you did tap in and breeze out. Cool, appreciate you. Next week we may have one or two more people. And here we go. Okay, why am I not getting audio? Maybe the building is playing as we fly. We're gonna try this one more again. We're gonna try this one more again. And I think, I'm pretty sure that's, maybe if I'm supposed to choose it. There we go. See, we getting it. Okay, you ready? You ready? Here you go.
wherever your legs meet you, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up.